Okay, we are now recording. Welcome, parents, to our first parent webinar. We are super excited to be starting this. Spanish webinars will be the same time, same day on Wednesday, just a different Zoom link. And these will be every other week. And this week we are learning, I guess, just understanding more about online learning for your child and how to make it successful. So we are going to start with introductions. I'm Miss Sammy. I am one of the school counselors here at Rose Park.
I'm Miss Kumik and I'm the assistant principal.
And then in the Spanish webinars, we will have Miss Rain, who is the other school counselor, Miss O'Brien, and then we'll have Fernando, who is our family support partner. So let's just get to it.
So we have just a few norms so that we can make our new virtual format successful. One request is that you add your name and the grade of your student. I can see that you've got the name of your student, which is fine. Mute microphones when you're not talking. Type any questions that you have during the presentation part in the chat, and we will go and address questions several times through the webinar. And please keep your comments and questions constructive. Our objectives for this webinar today are for you to be able to create a learning environment at home for your child, learn about the ways that your child is learning online and how to support them, what kinds of resources are available for you at home, and review the internet policies for student computers. Miss Sammy, you're muted.
That was my first. That's the first time I've ever done that. Okay, well, that's great that this was recorded and everyone caught that. Okay, so first I want to talk about the Boys and Girls Club for parents who don't know. This is a great resource for parents who are working during the day and would like some help for their student. Usually the Boys and Girls Club is an after-school program that would pick students up from Rose Park, but because we're all online, the Boys and Girls Club have opened their doors from 11 to 6 every day, Monday through Friday. And they are strictly helping with online work from 11 to 2. They do not do transportation, but the building is about a 6-minute drive from Rose Park. Here you can see it's located at 141 North and 600 West. They do provide lunch, snack, and dinner for your child. It is also a great way for your child to get some interaction during this time. So if that is something that you are interested in, you are welcome to reach out to your child's teacher, me, Miss Rain, or an administrator if you're wanting to go through with this. And I should mention that it is $20, but it covers the whole entire year. So when does online school start for my child? School starts at 8 o'clock in the morning for all students in Rose Park. This is a time that they should be logged onto Zoom and ready to go. I do recommend maybe starting them on 5 to 10 minutes early, just so that you can get the microphone ready and any like paper or pencil ready for them next to them. So Wednesdays are considered asynchronous learning days. I do know some teachers are doing morning meetings that day, which is great, but some are not. So this is a day that children are working independently by themselves on Canvas. They can work on assignments that they also need to catch up on. A lot of teachers are making this their specials day where they complete library, art, student development, and things like that. Like I said, specials are weekly and these are asynchronous. So your student also might have other groups such as Miss Mandy, Miss Lane, Miss Jessica, who does speech, or Miss Stevens, who does special ed. So make sure you're looking out for that. I'm sure they have already contacted you if they are in that group, but that should be on their Canvas page as well.
We also wanted to remind everybody that at the beginning of the year, students and or their parents signed an acceptable use policy when they registered. The acceptable use policy, you want to click on that, Sammy? The acceptable use policy states the things that students have agreed to when using any sort of technology in the school. So we just wanted to remind people that this is a network that is something that we can observe. We get reports from the district level showing what students have been doing on the computer, and you need to be behaving in a polite and efficient and legal and ethical manner. Any time that a student violates the acceptable use the acceptable use agreement, they may face some disciplinary action depending on what it is that the students do on the computer. That's my summary.
Perfect.
So just make sure that kids are doing appropriate things on their computer. So the hours that students should be online during the day is for all grades, it's from 8 to 1:30. There's also lunch scheduled in for 30 minutes and breaks scheduled during the day.
So these are some examples of schedules that we have here in the building. I didn't want to do all of them because we have a lot of teachers. But for example, Mrs. Martinez is our 5th grade teacher, and her schedule looks like this, and it is posted on Canvas. She has each day of the week and what time the student should be doing what. Also, Miss Brandy, who is our kindergarten teacher, has themed calendars, which I love. And she also has them laid out by day and what they should be doing. So types of schedules. So does your student need an agenda at home to remember assignments? We can help you guys get an agenda, or you can just use a printout of a calendar and have students write assignments. This really helps to develop self-efficacy, where they can, when they go on to middle school and high school and college, they're able to find what they need by themselves and complete those assignments without assistance. So we usually would have this as a time to communicate with other parents. What is your child doing at home that is working for them, and what is not working? So if we have those parents in the chat right now, if you could type in what is working for your child at home and what is not working, or feel free to unmute and share.
Can I share, Sammy, something that one of the students came in with, and maybe you can share with parents on how to address the issue?
Yeah, we'd love that.
Yeah, so if you remember, we had both the student and the parent come in that were a little bit frustrated in motivating the student. And so they weren't sure how to break things up. He kind of wanted mom right next to him when he was learning, and mom has other stuff to do, right? So do you have ideas to support both the parent and the student in this type of situation? Like, have ideas of how to,
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think a lot of parents are struggling with that, not just in our district, but nationwide, right? This is a new platform for all of us. I do want to preface that we will, in the next 2 parent meetings, we have a guest speaker who is like a parent trainer basically, and she is phenomenal and is going to offer advice and do a parent training with you on how to help your child at home during this time. She's also going to have Q&A for you to ask questions and for her to help you with that. But first off, I want to say all children are different. We have students who are able to sit and complete work with no help needed. And then we have those students who really need their parent step by step. I do want to let you guys know that I know you guys are working. I know that it is difficult, and teachers and staff are here to help you and your child. If you need to have a time where you come in and sit down with Ms. Olson or me or your child's teacher, we are so happy to go through Canvas with you and let you know what needs to be done. How do you get to assignments? How do you get to modules and quizzes? And that's a really good way to visually see what your child is supposed to be doing. At that time, we can also make a schedule for your child so they have it next to them, and they can even check off the times that they're like, okay, math is done. Now I'm going to move on to language arts. If you have a younger child, we know that we need brain breaks and we need to wiggle. Teachers are really great about putting that into their schedules. But if you need to create more time for your child to do that, feel free to do that. You know your child better than we do, but we're also here to help support you. And the Boys and Girls Club, like I mentioned before, would be a great resource if you just aren't able to help them at all. They are able to go to the Boys and Girls Club and have someone almost one-on-one help them.
So just to clarify, you're saying that parents can reach out to the school to make a one-on-one meeting with either you or myself, so that parents can have, and another thing that we're wanting to offer is the parent navigation support. So if you don't have a parent account set up for Canvas, there's a way to do that, and we can help you set that up and also navigate through. So what the best way, we're going to be reaching out to families, but that is available for one-on-one, in person, or over Zoom, right?
And I do have some more information on that later in the slides.
Perfect.
Cool. Any other questions or comments from other families? If so, just go ahead and put it in the chat and I'm gonna move on.
Our next topic, I only went 3 words in without unmuting this time. Our next topic is creating a learning space at home for your child. So some things to consider when you're creating a space that's good, it's a good working environment for your child, is to ask, does your child have a quiet space that they are able to hear the teacher and complete their work? Do they have the school supplies they need to do their work at home? And do they have headphones? All of these things we can help with. We've even helped by sending desks home with on loan with families. If we have offered families the little science display boards to make cubicles for their students at home. They can decorate, create their own personal space and make it their, personal to them. Every student should have received at the beginning of the year, when they came to the meet and greet, a backpack full of school supplies, including supplies to do art from our art teacher. And there was a pair of headphones that have a microphone in each backpack. Those are not the highest quality headphones. They tend to lose their earpieces. And so if you need extra headphones, you can always come into the school. We've got a jar of extra headphones sitting right in the office. But if there's other things that you have needs for to create a good learning space at home, please reach out to us. Reach out to either of our counselors, myself, Mrs. O'Brien, your child's teacher, and we can do anything that we can to make your child's space at home a quality space for them to work in. So we wanted to give an example also of what it looks like when your student is learning online. This is just a screen clip of what your student can see. And you can also check in the PowerSchool parent portal. So one of the things that's a really good place to go to look to see what your student needs to be working on for them, or for them to look, is the to-do list. Over on the right side of their Canvas screen, there's always a to-do list, and it lists upcoming assignments that are going to be due, and even things that parents might need to sign. Yeah, so that's the very first place I would go to see what is it that my child has due and upcoming.
I was trying to draw a circle around it, but I didn't.
I see.
Perfect. Okay, so Miss Olson, you can jump in on this if you want. So we did mention that Miss Olson is starting technology trainings, and you're also welcome to come on in and do a one-on-one meeting with her, so we can help your child and you figure out and navigate Canvas. Do you want to go from here, Miss Olson? Take it on. Gotta unmute. We've all done that.
Hoot-de-doo. If you do not feel comfortable coming into school, we can do a one-on-one Zoom. We will be doing small groups of 5, and we will have specific topics. So those will be scheduled as well. We're going to reach out to people individually who filled out a tech support form. We're getting an account set up so we can send that information out to everyone. And yeah, we're open to do one-on-one, Canvas navigation, small group, or Zoom. So that's kind of where we're at. And if you have a request for another need, just let us know. We have a lot of resources at our school. So.
And then there is district training also on the Salt Lake City School District webpage. And they have links. For example, if you were to go to the main district website, on the right-hand side over here, gotta move these pictures out of the way. They have right here, remote learning resources, and you can go ahead and click on that. And they have them in like lots of different languages. Swahili, we have English, Spanish. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce that. But we have lots of different ones. And then if you need some assistance in a different language, we also can help you get that set up. So there's mobile apps, overviews, account setup, and then there's a ton more. There's a ton more Canvas courses. So go ahead and check that out too first if you want, if you don't want to come into the school or set up a meeting. These are also super helpful, and I believe a lot of these are posted on YouTube as well. And then here's another picture. The remote learning resources are on the bottom right. Wow, here already. Wait a second. Oh, wow, we're almost to the end. All right, any questions or concerns? Okay, so for the next 2 sessions that we're gonna be having, like I said, we're having a guest speaker. Are there any questions that you specifically want answered that I can email her to prepare for next time? I did have a parent mention, my child listens to everyone but me at home. So that's something that we're gonna address because I know that's a very common issue. Another one is my child is lying about getting online. Let's see, we have one in the chat. Okay. So are there any other suggestions or comments that you would like answered for the next 2 meetings?
Staying focused while online.
Staying focused. That's a great one. And that one's tricky too, because like we've taught kids, don't stare at a screen all day. It's so bad for your eyes. And then now we're on a screen all day. So what are we trying to tell them? So that's a great one. And she has a lot about that too. So that'll be perfect. Staying focused. Any other?
And just as a reminder for anybody who's watching the recording of this webinar at a later time, if you have specific questions or concerns about anything we've talked about today, or you have something you'd like to talk to our guest speaker about, please feel free to email those to myself or Miss Sammy or Nicole O'Brien. Any of us are happy to get back to you with any questions that might pop up in your head later, or because you are not watching this live and you want to add some comments or concerns or questions, go ahead and email those to us and we will get those to the guest speaker or get your answers for you as soon as we can.
So the next meeting we have is October 21st at 5:30. Again, the Spanish one is at the same time, just a different Zoom link. And we're gonna have our guest speaker with us. So think of questions if you have them, email us, come into the school and let us know. Lastly, as a school counselor, I have a counseling needs assessment that I do every year, and I would love for parents to fill this out. This is just letting me know what students need at this time and what parents need at this time. So go ahead and fill that out. It should take less than 2 minutes, and you can put it in Spanish as well.
Hey, Sammy, did you see my?
Yeah, I did. We can put this in Canvas, and I will work on doing that. It might just take a little bit longer, but this video will be posted on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Canvas.
And our YouTube channel.
And our YouTube. That's the one I was missing. Yep. So you can find them at any of those locations. But thank you guys for coming to our first parent meeting. It was small, but I know that this is going to be great for the rest of the year and years to come.
And I'm muted. Please make sure that if you think of anything you want us to address in future parent forums, let us know and we will add things to the agenda that parents would like to know more about.
Yep. All righty. Well, I don't see any questions or comments, so you're free to go, but this will be posted and thank you again. Oops, did I stop the recording? I hope so.
It's still showing a recording on my end.
Okay. Oh, there it is.